We live in a world obsessed with appearances. Strength is often mistaken for physical dominance, wealth, or influence. But true strength begins elsewhere. It begins in the mind. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this better than anyone. For him, the mind was not just a passive organ of survival. It was a battleground where true greatness is forged. If you can build a mind so strong that it terrifies people, you do not simply change your life, you change the very world around you. Yet this path is not for everyone. It begins with a ruthless decision. You must be willing to destroy your current way of thinking. The way you think today is not random. It is a product of education, culture, fear, and silent submission. From childhood, you have been told what is good, what is bad, what is possible, what is forbidden. You were taught to fit in, not to break free. You were shaped by systems that fear free minds, because a truly free mind is dangerous. It cannot be predicted. It cannot be controlled. Nietzsche called this the genealogy of morals, the hidden conditioning that keeps you chained without realizing it. The first step to building an unbreakable mind is to question every truth you've ever accepted without thinking. Ask yourself, who taught me what is right and wrong? Who benefits if I believe this? What if the opposite were true? If you are not willing to tear apart your own foundation, you will forever be trapped in a house built by others. True mental strength does not come from memorizing the right answers. It comes from the brutal courage to find your own answers. Nietzsche spoke of the revaluation of all values, a process requiring radical honesty, willingness to doubt, and the strength to endure uncertainty. Most people will never take this first step. They will cling to their old ideas, even if those ideas keep them miserable and powerless. But you are here because something inside you refuses to settle. You don't just want to survive, you want to be free. The beginning of this journey is painful. You must confront the parts of yourself that have been shaped by fear, approval, and convenience. Every belief you inherited without examination is a chain wrapped around your mind. Your mission is to break those chains one by one. You do this by cleansing your thinking, challenge every assumption, trust no automatic thought. Refuse to accept anything simply because it is easy or familiar. Instead, plant new seeds deliberately. Strength instead of fear. Self-reliance instead of approval-seeking. Truth instead of comfort. You will go through chaos. You will feel lost. You will doubt yourself. Good. That is the sign you are truly thinking for yourself for the first time. Nietzsche wrote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." The chaos you experience during this awakening is not failure. It is raw material. You are forging yourself into something entirely new. Do not seek to be understood by the masses. Do not wait for applause. If you are building a mind so strong that it terrifies people, understand this. You will scare those who have chosen safety over growth. Your independence will expose their dependence. Your clarity will threaten their confusion. Your strength will challenge their weakness. And that is exactly how it should be. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself everything. Every time you question an old belief, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every time you walk away from empty validation, you walk closer to real freedom. And every time you refuse to betray yourself for acceptance, you solidify your mind into something unbreakable. This is the first step. Destroy the old. Burn the lies. Stand naked before yourself. Only then can you build a mind that no one, not fear, not society, not even yourself, can ever control again. After you begin tearing down the old beliefs that once ruled you, you will find yourself standing in an unfamiliar space, a space of possibility, but also a space of enormous responsibility. Now comes the second step, building a mind so disciplined, so focused, that it becomes unstoppable. Nietzsche believed that freedom without self-mastery is just another form of slavery. True independence demands inner discipline, and inner discipline begins with one hard truth. You are responsible for every thought you allow to take root in your mind. Most people believe they are thinking freely. In reality, they are being thought by others. They are reacting, repeating, recycling ideas that were never truly theirs. A strong mind is not a mind that reacts. It is a mind that chooses. How to begin? You must become ruthless with your attention. Every day, your mind is bombarded with noise. News, opinions, distractions, demands. If you do not choose where your focus goes, the world will choose for you, and it will not choose in your favor. You must guard your mental space like a fortress. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every argument deserves your engagement. Not every fear deserves your belief. Start asking yourself, does this thought strengthen me or weaken me? Does this fear serve my growth or my destruction? Does this distraction move me closer to the life I want? The answers will tell you what to keep and what to discard. Master your reactions. One of the greatest signs of a disciplined mind is emotional sovereignty. Most people are emotional puppets. A comment can ruin their day. A failure can shatter their confidence. A glance of disapproval can send them spiraling. This is not strength. This is bondage. You must train yourself to remain calm even when storms rage around you. Calm is not the absence of emotion. Calm is the mastery of emotion. It is the ability to feel anger, pain, fear, and yet not be ruled by them. Nietzsche said, "He who cannot command himself must obey." If you cannot govern your reactions, you are still living under the rule of others. Strengthen your inner will. Every action you take, every decision you make, strengthens either your weakness or your will. There is no neutral ground. Each time you choose discipline over impulse, you forge your mind into something sharper, stronger, more resilient. Small choices matter. Choosing focus over distraction. Choosing courage over comfort. Choosing truth over convenience. Each choice is a strike of the hammer, shaping the weapon that is your mind. You must become your own craftsman. You must forge yourself through thousands of small, deliberate actions. There is no shortcut. There is only the relentless commitment to becoming the master of your own being. Embrace solitude. To truly discipline your mind, you must sometimes walk alone, not out of bitterness, but out of necessity. The mind cannot grow in constant noise. It needs space, silence, time. Nietzsche often wrote about the need for solitude, not to escape life, but to hear one's own voice clearly. In solitude, you will confront your doubts, your fears, your weaknesses, and by facing them directly, without distraction, you will turn them into sources of strength. Solitude is where the real forging happens. Do not fear it. Welcome it. Focus on becoming, not performing. A disciplined mind is not obsessed with appearances. It is obsessed with becoming. Most people are addicted to the opinions of others. They measure their worth by applause, likes, followers. But a truly strong mind seeks no approval. It knows that becoming stronger is its own reward, not because others notice, but because inner growth is the only true victory. Recap: the principles of mental discipline. Guard your focus fiercely. Master your emotional reactions. Choose willpower over impulse. Embrace solitude as a sacred space. Care about growth, not about external validation. Each day you live by these principles, your mind will grow sharper, clearer, and infinitely stronger. You will become the kind of person who walks into a room and changes the atmosphere without saying a word. Because your presence will speak louder than any argument. Because your mind will be forged of something rare and almost forgotten. True inner strength. If you're finding value in these ideas, and you feel something waking up inside you, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we don't chase empty motivation. We focus on real, lasting transformation, starting from within. Your journey is just beginning, and it would be an honor to walk this path alongside you. Once you start disciplining your mind, you will notice something curious. The stronger you become inside, the more the outside world will try to pull you back. People who once admired your weakness will resent your strength. They will test you, provoke you, misunderstand you, not because you have wronged them, but because your growth shines a light on their stagnation. Understand this: when you change, everything around you is forced to adjust or resist. If you are to build a mind so strong it terrifies people, you must become emotionally untouchable. You must no longer live at the mercy of other people's opinions, moods, or manipulations. This is not coldness. This is sovereignty. Why people test your emotions. When someone pokes your wounds and you react, they gain power over you. When someone criticizes you and you become defensive, you confirm their influence. When someone withdraws their approval and you chase it, you surrender your strength. Most people don't realize they are handing out pieces of their soul just to avoid discomfort, rejection, or loneliness. Nietzsche understood this deeply. He warned that the greatest danger is not physical violence, but psychological subjugation. The mind that is not sovereign over itself is the mind that will forever be ruled by others. How to become emotionally sovereign. Recognize your triggers. You must know yourself better than your enemies do. Observe. What makes you instantly angry? What makes you desperate for approval? What makes you afraid of rejection? Each trigger you find is a lever others could use against you. Awareness is the first step to disarming them. Pause before you react. When you feel the surge of emotion rising, stop, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this reaction mine, or am I being programmed to respond this way? Mastery is not suppressing emotion. Mastery is choosing the right response. Silence can be your greatest weapon. A composed mind is unbreakable. Detach your worth from others' behavior. Their praise does not increase your value. Their rejection does not decrease it. You are not a product of their opinions. Your worth is innate, not negotiable. Once you stop allowing others to define your value, you become immune to their manipulations. Expect misunderstanding and welcome it. When you stop playing by the unspoken emotional rules of the herd, they will not know what to do with you. You will be called arrogant, cold, selfish. Let them. Your mission is not to be understood. Your mission is to become whole. Nietzsche wrote, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music." Let them think you insane. You hear the music, they cannot. Cultivate deep internal loyalty. Be more loyal to your soul than to the comfort of the group. When the world tempts you to betray yourself for acceptance, remember, every time you choose yourself, you become stronger. Every time you betray yourself for the approval of others, you become weaker. Choose strength, even if it means walking alone. What happens when you master this? You become calm while others panic. You become focused while others get lost in drama. You become self-directed while others seek validation. You no longer need to shout to be heard. Your presence speaks louder than noise. You no longer need to win arguments. Your life itself becomes the proof. You will intimidate not by force, but by your sheer independence. And not everyone will celebrate this. Some will feel threatened. Some will try harder to provoke you, but they will fail. Because you are no longer living on their emotional terms. You are sovereign now. The power of emotional distance. There is immense power in being emotionally distant. Not indifferent, but wisely selective. You do not close your heart. You simply stop giving it away to those who have not earned it. You love deeply, but with awareness. You engage fully, but without attachment. You give, but never from emptiness or desperation. This is not coldness. This is maturity. It is strength that comes not from armor, but from inner clarity. Recap. How to become emotionally untouchable. Identify and observe your emotional triggers. Pause and choose your responses consciously. Untie your worth from others' behavior. Expect and embrace misunderstanding. Be loyal to your soul above all else. This is not an easy path, but it is the only path to true freedom. Because when your emotions are no longer easily manipulated, you become a force that cannot be controlled. You no longer dance to the music of fear, rejection, or manipulation. You dance to the rhythm of your own becoming, and nothing, not shame, not guilt, not loneliness, can stop you. You are building a mind so strong, so sovereign, that it shakes the foundations of every false relationship and system around you. You are becoming unbreakable. You have come far. You have dismantled the old lies you lived by. You have forged discipline within your mind. You have built emotional sovereignty. But there is still one final step, the step that turns strength into something unshakable, the construction of a mind that no one and nothing can ever break. Friedrich Nietzsche understood something most people never dare to realize. True invincibility is not achieved by avoiding hardship. It is achieved by embracing it, transforming it into fuel. The myth of a safe life. Most people live chasing safety. They believe if they make all the right moves, if they are good enough, agreeable enough, quiet enough, they will avoid pain. But pain is not optional. Rejection is not optional. Failure is not optional. No matter how carefully you live, the world will hurt you. What is optional is whether that pain destroys you or forges you into something greater. A mind built to avoid pain will collapse the first time life strikes hard. A mind built through pain will only grow stronger. This is the final transformation. You must stop resisting hardship and begin welcoming it. Pain as a teacher. Every wound is an opportunity to grow stronger, clearer, more resilient. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin asking, "What is this here to teach me?" Pain is a brutal teacher, but it is also an honest one. It strips away illusions. It exposes weaknesses. It shows you exactly where you must grow. If you learn to see pain as feedback rather than injustice, you unlock a superpower most will never know. You become stronger with every hit, not because you enjoy suffering, but because you know how to use it. Loneliness as a forge. The deeper you walk into your strength, the fewer people will walk beside you. This is not a tragedy. It is a sign you are leaving the herd behind. Most people fear loneliness so much they will betray themselves just to feel surrounded. But loneliness, true loneliness, is the forge where unbreakable minds are tempered. When no one's applause can comfort you, you learn to find strength within. When no one's validation can guide you, you learn to trust your own compass. When no one walks with you, you learn that your own 2 feet are enough. Nietzsche knew that the highest forms of human greatness are born in solitude, not in the crowds. Embrace it, not with bitterness, but with reverence. Your solitude is sacred. It is the proof that you are no longer seeking to fit into a broken world. You are seeking to build something higher. Radical responsibility. A mind that cannot be broken is a mind that takes radical responsibility. No more blaming circumstances, no more blaming others, no more waiting for rescue. You are the only constant in your life. The world can betray you, abandon you, hurt you, but you must never betray yourself. Every thought, every decision, every reaction, these are your tools, your weapons, your building blocks. You can either build weakness or you can build strength. No excuses, no exceptions. The moment you take full ownership, you stop being a victim of life and start being its master. What an unbreakable mind looks like. It does not need to be right to feel at peace. It does not need approval to act with conviction. It does not need certainty to move forward. It does not crumble under pain, betrayal, or loss. It bends without breaking. It feels deeply without drowning. It adapts without losing itself. It grows stronger, not weaker, with every challenge. It walks alone when necessary. It fights alone when necessary. It stands alone when necessary. And it does all this without anger, without bitterness, without needing the world to change, because it has already changed itself. The final truth. Building an unbreakable mind is not about becoming numb. It is about becoming deeply alive, so alive that no external force can imprison your spirit. It is about standing in the middle of chaos and still hearing your own voice. It is about losing everything you thought you needed and realizing you are still whole. It is about facing darkness, despair, and death, and laughing not because you are immune, but because you have accepted your own mortality and chosen to live fully anyway. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." When your mind is strong enough to create its own why, no how can ever break you. Your new beginning. If you have walked this far, understand something clearly. You are no longer who you were. You are not just surviving anymore. You are becoming. You are not just reacting anymore. You are creating. You are not just following anymore. You are leading, even if only yourself. This is not the end of your journey. It is the true beginning. The beginning of a life where no failure, no rejection, no betrayal can destroy you. The beginning of a mind so strong, so free, that it terrifies those still imprisoned by fear. The beginning of the life you were always meant to live, a life built not on the shifting sand of the world, but on the indestructible rock of your own soul. If this message resonates with you and you want to continue building a mind that no one can break, consider subscribing to the channel. This is not just a place for inspiration, it's a place for real transformation. Thank you for walking this path with me. Your strength is already changing the world. One thought, one choice, one act of courage at a time. See you in the next journey.